Good afternoon, Living Life. Hey, beautiful. Happy Saturday. It's so hot today. It's sticky and nasty today. I'm like, ew. I went out there today to repot my corn and swear I lost a couple pounds out there this afternoon. I'm certain of it. You know, I am certain of it. But I had to go out there and handle my business. 103, where do you live? Where do you live that it's 103? Oh my goodness. It was like 101 when I went into town a couple of days ago. That's why I don't go into town except when I need to. It's hot. Oh, California. Okay. Is it that dry heat? Do you have dry heat, or is it that swampy humidity like we have here? California is one of those states I've never visited. I visited other states, but California hasn't been a state I've visited before. Hey, Sanopa. Good afternoon, beautiful. Yeah, because it's you know, I pray for folks out there that have to be out there working and stuff like that. I gotta tell you something funny. Now, y'all know how we talked about Nebraska and how Nebraska was having money problems. They said they probably only had like about 6 months worth of funding left. Okay, so the governor of Nebraska called Trump and told Trump we need help. Said all the migrant laborers left, and China canceled an order for soybeans, and now the state has a $350 million budget deficit. Isn't that what they voted for? America, right? Why would you sell your soybeans to the Chinese? With all this American excellence, don't you have a market in America to sell them to? No. That's why you have to be careful about how you talk to people and talk about people. See, what you're not going to do is expect me to spend my money with you while you being racist towards me at the same time. That's not going to happen. Don't you love it? She's so cute. Look at her. Mad and cantankerous, honey. Ain't she, Miriam? Oh, he, look, talk about him. But I'm not surprised. So now that we've isolated our trade relationship with Canada, because we're no longer in negotiations with Canada. No longer. Because, see, I guess Trump had some expectation that Canada was going to come to the table begging, hoping, wishing, praying that America would trade with them. That's not the reality. It's not the 50s. That's why when you keep hearing "Make America Great Again," these people are living in a time warp. They're caught up in this, you know, remember Al Bundy from Married with Children? They're caught up in their poke high mentality. It's like you got to get out of that. You got to get out of that. It's not the 50s. It's not the 40s. It's not the 20s anymore. We're in 2025. This is about old people also not accepting that the future, you understand, that they don't get to dictate it. They still hanging on. A lot of your leaders are in their 70s, their 80s, because they don't want to let go. Why? They don't want to let go of that leadership, that influence, that way of telling you what to do. Oh, I went way back, didn't I? Yeah, but that's what it is. They constantly live. They peaked at a certain point. I'm like, my thing. That's like saying, let's go back to 1992. Yeah, I want to go back to 92 because 92 was just awesome. I want to stay in 92. As much as I love the 90s, I really like 2025. There's a whole lot of things in 1992 I didn't have in 2025. For example, in 1992, we still had to do free nights and weekends. You could only buy minutes for cell phone plans. What was it, 600 minutes? And you pay X amount of dollars? And if you wanted any minutes beyond that, you had to pay for those minutes? I don't want to go back to that. I like being able to use my cell phone to call anybody whenever I want to. But I remember exactly, Sanopa, call me after 9 o'clock. Yeah, because you can talk on the phone after 9 p.m., but before 9, that goes against your minutes. You like, don't be calling me, girl. I only got 600 minutes to last me the entire month. Why would I want to go back to 92? So this is about older people not wanting to let go of yesteryear. And they're hanging on to that. They need to let it go. Because we're moving forward. We're not moving back. And so when I was perplexed when young people voted for it. But then it made me go, oh, I get why young people voted for it. Because they look at it like it's a game. Of Quite a few young people see politics as a game. I won, you won. Because some of their parents look at it like that. You know, they operate under this mindset of you win, I win, you lose. But sometimes when you win, we both lose. Because sometimes when you thought you won, you didn't win anything. Your side won, and you may have voted for that side, but you didn't win anything. You were just a pawn in the game. That's what you became, a pawn in the game. And until Americans wake up to that and then make your elected officials take responsibility and not working for you, we're going to continue to have this problem. We are going to continue to have this problem. But I don't want to go back. I want to go forward. All rich people have to do is pay their taxes. Did y'all see that story about 50 Cent? Because see, I told y'all, rich folk, the only color they care about is green. You cannot assume because they look like you or they like you that they cool. So 50 Cent is offering Zohan Mamdani a first-class one-way ticket out of New York City because he doesn't want to pay more taxes. See, this is just a rich guy that doesn't want to pay taxes. That's all it's about. He doesn't care about the struggle for your family, my family, none of that shit. All he cares about is making more money. That's it. That's why 50's a trumper, because 50 care about money more than he cares about anything. This is why, listen, while I do respect his business acumen, I do consider him to be a clown. I don't consider him to be a guy that is someone to be looked up to. So it's always perplexing to me when I see men look up to him, because then I know what kind of man that is. A man that talks about, hey, Roll Tide man, don't nobody care what you got to say. You got 2 followers. Bye. Jesus. Came in, so you can't come in loud like that. But 50 Cent doesn't care about you. 50 Cent doesn't care about your family. 50 Cent cares about making more money. Remember, he's worth a lot of money. More money than you and I will ever see in our lifetimes. So he's saying to you, fuck your family. This guy is a threat to me paying 2% more. 2%. These rich people act like somebody's proposing a 50% tax increase. They don't even want to pay 2%. 2. That's how cheap they are. It's not that they don't have the money. I need you to understand. Rich people have the money. They're just cheap. They don't want to pay. That's why when folks go, oh, rich people, blah, blah, stop your rich worship. You're not going to become rich by sucking up the rich people. They don't have any more respect for you because you laying down and sitting on your knees, begging for mercy and hoping that they sprinkle a little cash on you. Have some respect for yourself. Life is more than money. There are a whole lot of people in this world with money and no class. And there are a lot of people with class that ain't got a lot of money. It's a lot of poor people, a lot of working poor folks that don't love themselves. Therefore, they spend a lot of time lifting up rich people as if you're going to get rich one day. That is not how you become rich. You're not going to get rich that way. You'll just continue to be more and more poor. Because rich people will continue to sell you things you don't need, and you'll continue to buy them so you can be like rich people who don't even buy the things they're showing you. They either own it already and they're selling it to you, or somebody gave it to them for free. You ain't getting nothing for free. Except when it come about Christmas time. Maybe about Christmas time, you'll find a rich person that wants to be generous, but that's only for the tax write-off. They don't believe in generosity. Yeah, 50 Cent says, because Mamdani, he had said that he wanted to freeze rent. He wanted to raise the taxes of wealthy people in New York. And he says, 50 Cent says, where did this come from? Whose friend is this? I'm not feeling this plan. No, of course not, because he would have to pay money. He says, I will give him $258,750 in a first-class one-way ticket away from New York. I'm telling President Donald Trump what he said, too. See, this is that bullshit. See, this is a rich person playing in your face. What did I tell y'all? I tell y'all every time, rich people play in your face all the time. This is a rich man playing right in your fucking face. He's basically saying, what the fuck you gonna do? I'm gonna throw it because $258,000 is no money to 50 cents. That's trash. That's play money. That's play money. I'll pay that money so you can make sure more people suffer and I can buy more shit. That's what he's saying. So I can compete with more rich people about where we are on this list, this status list of who has more money. That's why I tell y'all, pay attention. Pay attention. Yep, because Ma'am Donnie says we're talking about people who make $1 million or more a year, taxing them just by a flat 2% tax increase. So 50 Cent doesn't want to pay 2% more in taxes. Oh, you ain't telling Trump what I said as if you got a connection. Chill by, you wish. Bye. Y'all didn't even see the person's comment. They said, I'm telling Trump what you said. Can I tell you what the funniest shit ever that I see on the internet? I can tell you the thing that cracks me up. I crack up like when people get affected by Trump's policies, when Trump's policies fuck up their life, they write a letter, they say, excuse me, Mr. President, I'm reaching out to you. And if you guys could tap that like button for me and that share button, copy link counts as a share. You don't have to send it to anybody. So when they write Trump a letter and they put it on the internet and they say, Mr. President, I'm writing you this email because something happened to me and I know you didn't mean it, because I still believe in all of your policies, Mr. President, and I love you, Mr. President, but please don't do, I think this was an accident what happened to us, so please, Mr. President, if you could just change things. We love you so much and I still believe in your vision. Child, you know my response. Y'all, I laugh my ass off. Hey, sheepdog. Hey, Jess. I laugh my ass off. Trump don't care about that shit. Trump laughing all the way to the bank, and I'm glad he is. That's what they ass get. They were so busy trying to own the libs, they got owned on their own. They own themselves. All these farmers who can't find workers, listen, same reaction. So I don't care. You voted for that. And now you don't have liberals to save you from your own policies. Good. I told y'all the best thing that ever happened to America, unfortunately, is Donald Trump. Is Donald Trump and the Republican Party being raggedy as hell. Because they've been lying to people for decades. Y'all, so let them get all these policies. I love it. I love it. Because I know MAGA country going to be the first impacted. The first impacted. I saw a lady, you know, because I go on Reddit a lot, and a lady was talking about needing special needs services for her children and how things have been getting cut, and she doesn't understand because Trump said he was going to make America great again. He also said he was going to get rid of the Department of Education. Who do you think provides special needs services to your children? It ain't your local school district because they ain't got the money for it. Why? Because rich people won't pay their taxes. Oh, trash man. Oh, you so mad. Oh, bye, pom pom. Another one bites the dust. They're always so triggered. You said how percentage federal and local who earns $1 million pays in taxes? Be careful. I ain't got no income envy. Actually, you do, because you don't want rich people to pay their taxes. You ain't rich. Get out of here. That's the thing. I don't understand. That was 2 of them gone. And it's mostly men envying rich men. Catch what's happening. Poor men envying rich men. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Rich people don't give a shit about y'all. Yeah, we almost at Walmart shoppers. We almost there. They are crashing out. I'm like, listen, I'm about to, look, I'm gonna expedite that. Y'all know me. So, since you're upset, get upset with that. Here, there we go. My thing is, I'm all for being upset, but at least be upset at something that matters. Be upset with something that matters. Be upset that your elected officials that you're paying 6-figure salaries for are actually crafting bills that work against you. Oh, just so you know, the Senate has finally crafted another version of a bill. I got to finish going through it. I should have some information, some good information by tomorrow morning when I get on here live tomorrow morning. But they're trying to move this thing forward. I told y'all Trump wants that bill passed before 4th of July. So y'all better hit those damn phones. Y'all better bomb them. Y'all better tear them emails up. Do you understand where I'm coming from? This is why they're trying to expedite it. Pay attention. And the Trump administration is going to throw a lot of distractions in your face so that you don't pay attention to what Congress is doing. You better. You better. Exactly, sheepdog. That's why we have the Department of States weren't following educational policies. And again, it also helps to ensure that there's standardized education standards across all 50 states and territories and U.S. territories. But nah, we don't need no Department of Education. Tell me you don't know what your own government does without telling me you don't know what your own government does. This is why education is important. This is why they don't want you to know your history. It's amazing for me to watch working class people help rich people tear up unions. You think you're going to go in there all by yourself, Jim Bob, and negotiate yourself a great salary? You really think that? Is that what you really believe? You really think you have the leverage in a multi-million-dollar company to go to management and say, I want X amount of dollars, I want these amount of vacation days, these type of benefits, and you have the leverage to do that all on your lonesome? No, you don't. That's where collective bargaining comes into play. Collective bargaining. But y'all don't let rich people talk you into thinking that unions are bad. And understand, Republicans have been breaking up unions for decades. Remember, they started with that teachers union. They've been tearing up unions for decades, slowly chipping at what people think the power of a union is for them. And before you know it, you'll look up, you won't have any protections. And then you're sitting there wondering what happened because you thought rich people cared about you. You are a resource, baby. And when you can't work and when you can't make rich people money, you are worthless to them. Worthless. They don't sit back. Rich people don't go home and go, oh, John just came in, one of my employees, he has cancer. I hope he's going to be okay. They don't give a shit. You know what they're thinking? As soon as you can't work, your ass is fired. Because they're not going to pay you to sit at home. Ain't no money in that. Yeah. They're not going to pay you. You're going to learn. This is the reason you always, hey, Miller Time, this is the reason why you don't get it. What are you talking about? Listen, they want my attention so bad. You're gone. I don't understand why the poor votes Republican. Lack of education. Again, one of the reasons why Republicans like the undereducated, Trump already said it. Trump said, I like the uneducated. I like the undereducated. He already said it. Why? That keeps them oppressed. You said, how do we speak about this to many audiences? Susan, to be honest to you, it depends on the audience because everybody ain't worth speaking to. That's the first thing you need to accept. Liberals don't like to hear me say that, but some people y'all shouldn't have conversations with at all. Fuck them. I said what I said. Fuck them. Let them wallow in their poverty and being destitute. Fuck them. There's some people you'll be able to save, but some people you will not. What do they say? Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. You need to learn that. Y'all gonna lose yourself in these people trying to save folk you don't need to save. And that's real shit. Eva Diva, I would love to talk about that, but TikTok won't let me, girl. I gotta stay away from that. I gotta wait till I go on YouTube. Yeah, that's Don Tiger King Trump. Well, actually, Lodi, that's not why Trump got in the White House. He didn't get in the White House because they thought he would lower prices at all. And people who say that are lying. Not true. Because keep in mind, the same people who say that shit are the same people who will try to tell you that the price of eggs are lower. All of a sudden, they became economists. But if you ask them what GDP means, they think it means goddamn peas. So don't play with me. You understand? GE Gob's coming to Kentucky. No, they not. GE ain't coming there because it ain't enough educated people there for them to do what they need to do. It's not enough high-skilled workers. Bye. GE coming to Kentucky means factory job. Question. Raise your hand if you're looking for a factory job. I'll wait. Exactly. Fuck out of here. What we supposed to do with that shit? That ain't no fucking money. You go work on the line and let your kids work on the line. I had family that grew up working in factories, and they worked fucking hard to make sure everybody after them wouldn't have to work in factories on the fucking line. So why the hell would I want to go backwards and go on the damn line? Now you go on the line. Send your children on there. See, they don't want their kids on the line. You go on the line, stand on your feet for 10, 12 hours a day. I'm not doing that shit at all. I'm not picking no food in no fields. I'm not working on no factory lines. I'm not doing none of that. So all of the people who wanted immigrants out of here, I'm like, where they at? Where are they? You know where they at home, on social services. Boom. Waiting on their Social Security check, their Medicaid, their Medicare. You understand what I'm saying? Their disability. Those people were the people who talked all that stuff about immigrants. But not one of them can get out here and do this damn job. That's the part that cracks me up. Like, I'm going to give you an example. When I look at 600 Pound Life with Dr. Now, right? Those people who come through there, all of that shit is your tax dollars. Those people don't have jobs. They're disabled. That's all our tax dollars. And it's getting funneled to Texas, right? Because Dr. Now's in Texas, right? I hope they cut all of it. Listen, it is not our responsibility. It is not the responsibility of the American people to be paying for gastric bypass surgery, Ozempic, Wegovy. Nope. Pull yourself up by your Chinese bootstraps and push away from the table. Nope. It ain't me though, sis. It ain't me. My heart bleeds peanut butter. They don't want to feed hungry children, but I'm supposed to make sure this chick that weighs 650 can get down to 420? Man, get out of here. Not happening. Not with my tax dollars. Not with my tax dollars. That's socialism. And if conservatives say they don't like socialism, why would you want your tax dollars to go to something like that? That doesn't even make sense. Yeah, I feel like it's something going on, Lodi, but the sad part is we'll never know. And we'll never know because Democrats drag their damn feet. Yep, I am from the Congo, General. I'm so from the Congo, this block finger moves expeditiously. Now you see me, now you don't. Bye. They want me to be so impacted by them. Hey, Noonie Q, good afternoon. He'll be back with his other account. They always come back. But my thing is, everybody is upset about socialism. You ain't upset about socialism for 600 Pound Life. That's our tax dollars at work. Shit, I watch the shit because I'm paying for it. Listen, I want to see where my tax dollars are going. I want to see where my tax dollars are going. Because best believe, people like that be the first people saying people need to work harder. Really? Really? Sis, you can't be serious, sis. You can't. How are we supposed to work harder than your digestive system's working? Okay, all right. Okay. All right. Hey, good afternoon, gorgeous Kim. Good afternoon, beautiful. That's the stuff where I just go, there's so many hypocrites in America. And nobody said, see, on Trump says the quiet part out loud, right? On the liberal side, they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Nope. That's why liberals need to contact me so I can consult with you on how you need to talk to folk. You need to be honest. Call them out. Let some elderly person come up to you in a town hall asking the question, talking about, I'm tired of these freeloaders and this, that, and the other. You know, this would be how I would respond to that as a candidate. Somebody would say to me, excuse me, I'm tired of all these immigrants coming to America and getting stuff from our government. And I just want to know, what are you going to do to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore? And my response would be, well, thank you for your question. I appreciate you asking your question. Now, I got a question for you, Miss Mabel. How do you pay your bills every month? Well, I don't think that's any of your business. I said, well, you want to be in the business of immigrants. So if you're paying your bills with my tax dollars, it is my business. How are you paying your bills every month, Miss Mabel? Well, I get a Social Security check. I earned it. How many decades have you been getting Social Security, Miss Mabel? Because I know you didn't pay for 30, 40 years of it. I know you didn't. I know you probably didn't earn enough income for all of that. So I've been paying your bills. Right. But you want the other people to get off the system? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Lodi's just another troll. He gone. I was just letting them talk. I told y'all, don't waste your time talking to them. That's the other person that I blocked. They came back. I told y'all, that's what they do. Honey, if birthright citizenship gets overturned for good, like if Congress ends up like saying, let's get rid of it, the first people I'm expecting, look, we got all them Trump children. We got all those first 3 children. And we have Barron. Listen. Let's be clear. Oh, they have a lot of accounts, Kim. These guys have so many accounts. Here they go. Here they go. Here's another one. Here's another one. Bye, Naycut. You got 8 followers. Go get 80,000 more. Bye. Gone again. Yamma, your mama, bye. Look, they come. Attention, attention, all Walmart shoppers. Attention, all Walmart shoppers. Please push your cart to the side of the aisle because I know your Wrangler jeans are shaking. I know they're shaking. Please pull out your government-issued flip phone. You know that one that flips and you have to open it up? Yeah, open your government flip phone because that Negro woman's on TikTok again. And she's talking about the president and reminding people that rich people don't care about us. We know that. But we can't have her telling other people. We can't. And we can't have her telling conservative women to get their ass in the kitchen and make a fucking sandwich. We can't tell them that. But it's true. What they say, bye. Oh, and I thought black lipstick went away in the 90s. No later than early 2000s, because Avril Lavigne has moved beyond it. Listen. They're going to learn. Just stop. How are you triggered about me talking about, and what do I always tell y'all? Rich people pay for bots. I told y'all, anytime I'm telling that rich people need to pay their fair share of taxes, if rich people pay their taxes, you could have free health care. If rich people pay their fair share of taxes, you could have affordable housing. If rich people paid their fair share of taxes, you could have great schools, free college education. You could have great infrastructure, all that stuff if rich people paid their taxes, but rich people would rather pay people to put bots on the internet to convince you to vote against your own interests. So it's not that they don't have the money. They don't want to pay. Boom. They want to take your tax dollars and use your tax money to subsidize their businesses when their businesses aren't doing well. They run to your elected officials and say, please, Senator, please, Congress people, please funnel American taxpayer dollars to our businesses because we made some bad investments and some bad decisions because we're greedy. And we want you to bail us out because we don't want to lose our money. Convince the American people that if you don't bail us out, all is lost and they'll lose too. When in fact, we already have lost. They didn't want to lose. Pay attention, y'all. Thank you, Delalu. Pay attention. These are about rich people trying to keep all of us oppressed and poor. That's what it's about. Listen, what do I always tell y'all? Ain't no money in a cure. There's no money in a cure. When somebody comes along and they're going to change society, what happens to them? What does the system do? Get rid of them. Every time. Anytime there's a movement, whether it's an individual or people, the system's going to crush it. The system is going to crush it because the system wants you to continue to be in a worker bee. They want to continue to sell you on the American dream. Republicans tell you woke is bad. What is the opposite of woke? They want your ass sleep so they can pick your damn pockets, I done told you. So while you sleeping, while you so busy not wanting to be woke, Washington is picking your damn pockets and giving it to rich people. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Wake up. I saw something earlier where a young guy said, I voted for Trump because I wanted him to make more money. See, all they care about is money. Because they have all these other inadequacies. They need money to make up for the inadequacies. But you would think by watching Trump, they would understand money don't make up for poor self-esteem. It doesn't. You got to love yourself. Money, it won't change that. If you already don't like yourself, when you get money, you still won't like yourself. I guarantee it. It doesn't change nothing. You just going to pay to have people around you, and you still going to feel like nobody likes you. Why? Because you got poor self-esteem. You can't buy that shit. You have to nurture it and work on it. No, they go by money. Still can't get a woman. Still can't get respect. Why? Because they don't respect themselves and they don't love themselves. And it radiates to everybody that they're around. That's what folks were chasing, money. The little youngin say, I voted for Trump for money. I just ordered a new, I think he said an $8,000 engine or something. It was a something exhaust or something he ordered. Because he's one of those streamers, so he makes good money. And he got a phone call because it's a 57% tariff on it that he has to pay. And he's mad because he didn't even know what tariffs were. But yet you voted for the guy that said he would implement them. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. And keep in mind, Trump knows how tariffs work, just so y'all know. He knows. He was just hoping he could bully his way into some shit. He knows. He knows some stuff. He don't know everything, but he knows some stuff. He just thought he could bully his way into shit. He thought that he had enough influence that he could run to these countries and bully them. How you gonna bully me when I don't need your ass to make money? See, that's the thing. You gotta have leverage. Hey, Russ. Hey, handsome. You gotta have leverage. He didn't have leverage. Not on Canada, not on China. A lot of the companies in America, the libation companies, Canada done permanently took them off their shelves. And Canadians was buying our stuff. Oh, poor Kentucky getting toe up. Toe up good. Good. If we're lucky, if we're lucky, we're going to have an active tornado summer. Because God forbid Kentucky has to ask for socialist money. They bet not. And if we're lucky, Trump won't give them shit. Yeah, because that's what you voted for. Oh, shut up, Andre. Shut up. You're triggered. Shut up with those 26 followers. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bye, Andre. Get out of here. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Kiana. Hey, Russ. I say good afternoon to you, Russ. Yeah, I'm like, they get so triggered. How are you triggered at me talking about other people taking advantage of you? Because you're a bot. Rich people paid for you to be here to talk poor working class. And when I say poor, I'm poor too. When I say poor, I say anything that is not the 0.1%. Understand, that's how the 0.1% looks at us. We are poor. I'm not the type of person that money ain't no object. No, money's an object for me. Bigly. I have to watch my coins. I ain't got it like that. Shit. I can't speak for other folk, but I ain't got it like that. Okay? But rich people do. You see, Jeff Bezos is paying $48 million on a wedding. Imagine how much money you have to have that you can waste that much money on one event. Imagine. But yet he won't take any of that money and end all of hunger in America. He literally could. Nope. That's too much like, right? I'd rather pay for my woman to get new lips. Like, what are we doing? She just be like this. Because she can't close it. That's what they want to spend their fucking money on. Not helping people. Not helping nobody. Listen, I wouldn't get no wedding gifts for somebody like that. They make paying $48 million for a wedding. What could you really get a person that paid $48 million for a wedding. I mean, let's just keep it all the way above. What could you get them? An island? What do you get a person like that? I don't know what you could get a person like that, to be honest with you. Nothing, anything would pale in comparison when you think about it, right? You just show up and go, you know? Well, I wouldn't want it either, Pam. We just spent $48 million. We don't need y'all little cheap ass gifts. Listen. Ain't shit y'all can buy us. Ain't nothing y'all can buy us. We sitting on stacks. We don't need y'all money. We having this event so you can come ogle and see all this money we spent. See, understand, it's a competition amongst rich people. Because now other rich people going to see that wedding. And now they going to want to do it bigger than that wedding. The next wedding will probably be $100 million by some other rich billionaire person. You understand? It's a competition. This is a competition amongst rich folk. That's what you're watching. Them throw away money as if it means nothing. Again, but yet they can't pay their fair share in taxes? Yes, they can. They don't want to. They don't want to. They want you and me to pay their fair share in taxes. They want us to do it because they don't like us. Because if we're not working for them and making them money, because understand, rich people are rich because of us. You're right, user. Go Trump. I learned deportation from him. Bye. No due process either. Life comes at you fast here. Yeah. I'm sure that was the other person that we blocked. Jesus. Why y'all? What? Just stop. Just stop trying. It's just such a bad look, you know? It is such a... But they won't stop. I tell you, they love me. I am watching the chat. We have mods in here too. I'm like, come on. Okay, I gotta write a note. Look, I gotta write a note. It's a note because you know I get out of here, I'd be like, what? I will do that. Yeah, I'm like, man, you know, well, again, I'm just trying to keep y'all aware of what's happening. Rich people are playing with us. 50 Cent playing right in your face. You're right, Keith. King Trump. Only question I have, I'm so perplexed by men who run around calling other men kings. Can some guys in here help me understand, please? Do y'all go around calling other men kings? I see you living life. Thank you so much. Y'all, do y'all do that? I know y'all don't do that. It's really a rhetorical question. I've never seen so much worship of another guy who has incontinence issues. I guess I can understand worshiping The Rock if you're a guy. He's a big guy. He got broad shoulders, six-pack abs, all those things. I just blocked you from your other account. Are you going to come back with the other one? I'm blocking that one too. Bye. What they say? They came right back. They came right back. Bye. We're watching. You want to be here so bad? No, you can't be here. Go be on MAGA Talk. They're sitting over there going, I already know what MAGA Talk is. Like if you search MAGA Talk, I'm going to tell you what you're going to see on MAGA Talk. This is MAGA Talk. You're going to see some guy and or some chick and they're going to be on there. You know why I hate liberals so much? Because I got this altar item set up in my house for Donald Trump because I pray for him every day. Every day I pay for him. Because see, Trump's a better president than Biden and Obama. Why? 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 Because he can use the bathroom anywhere he is. Because he has a Capri Sun on the back of his leg. Obama only wishes he could. Every time my president walks, you hear this. And that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. I still love him. Because I used to have a Capri Sun. I know people that have had Capri Suns on the back of their legs too. But I love my president. Liberals need to leave him alone. It's like, Jesus. I'm like, they so upset. How are you upset? And they swear that we were like this about Obama. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. No. Y'all crashed out over Obama. Some of them crashed out so bad over Obama. But, you know, I've seen that behavior before. People crash out when they're surrounded by people that make them look at their life a little different. And then they go, fuck. You know what I'm saying? You ever been in that? You ever seen that situation? You ever seen that situation? You came back with your other account with 7 followers and thought because you spelled Obama wrong, you was going to get to stay, sir. I blocked that one too. Listen, sir. Listen. And I'm blocking the other one too. Really? Come on. Come on. If you got time, listen, look at this finger. Look, you see this? You see how strong this finger is? Come on. You don't stand a chance. You don't. Just stop. You're not going to stop me from telling people that rich people are taking advantage of us. You're not going to get me to stop doing that. No. I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about how rich people are using our government to get rich. I'm going to keep talking about how the government, as of June 30th, NOAA and the Hurricane, National Hurricane Alert Service people, they're not going to get data and notifications from the Department of Defense anymore for hurricanes. Good luck this summer and spring. That's all I could tell you. Peace be with you. I can tell you what I'm going to tell you exactly what Republican Jesus is saying. Chill. That is Republican Jesus and the angels in Republican heaven like, oh, you thought we cared about you. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. No warning at all. And everybody knows nighttime is extremely volatile when it comes to hurricanes. You need alert systems. You need alert systems. But hey, they have convinced you that the government isn't supposed to work for you. Oh, I believe a lot of them are paid actors. You want me to tell you why conservatives a lot of times tell you that liberals have paid actors and this, that, and the other? Because conservatives do it. Remember, they were paying people in Bitcoin to sit in them stands at that Trump parade and they couldn't get nobody there because them people was like, I already told y'all what they was like. They were like this. Hey, Lois, I seen this here ad on the Craigslist, and they said they paying $1,000. Okay, Lois, they're paying $1,000 to come sit in the stands at that Trump birthday parade, President Trump. But they say they paying in the Bitcoin. What the hell is Bitcoin, Lois? I don't know. I've never heard of that. I don't want no damn. Let me look it up. Listen. Oh, Lois, that's that damn digital money. I don't want that shit. I want real coin. We can't get to Washington on Bitcoin. I don't even know how to exchange that. Can we take that to the Western Union? I don't know. I ain't sure. Maybe we can ask the people at the Walmart. We get everything at the Walmart. Maybe we can change the Bitcoin at the Walmart. I don't know about that. I don't think we should do it, Fred. We need to stay on home. I don't know nothing about no Bitcoin. Chill. That's how you can hear them tanks squeaking. Listen. They couldn't get nobody out there. You know they call it the Walmarts, Chi-Town. My family do down south. We going over to the Walmarts. Listen. I ain't mad at them. That's what we call it. That's what they call it down south, the Walmarts. Okay? You got to put an S on it. The Walmarts. We're going to the Dollar Generals, the Dollar Trees. It's always like that. That's how it is. But that's why conservatives always accuse. Listen, when you listen to conservatives, be mindful of the projection. They're always going to project to you what they do. They do paid actors. They do crisis actors. That's why they talk about it all the time, because they do it. That's why they talk about it. That's why Trump talks about it, because he knows that they pay people to do it. That's what I think. Because for a lot of these people, I can't. Remember when he was having some of his rallies and people were coming to the rallies? As soon as Trump would show up, a lot of them would leave. You mean to tell me you trekked all the way to this rally and you went through all of that, all the pre-show, all of that stuff, for the big guy to get there for you to walk out? Make it make sense. Kind of looks like, almost to me, like you had to stay there until he got there for the deposit to hit. Listen. That deposit wasn't going to hit that cash app until he hit that stage. You hear me? Y'all, not y'all still down here with these S's. Yes, it is the Myers and the Targets. But the places that have an S on the end, they take the S off. They take the S off the places that got an S. But the places that don't have an S, they put the S on it. They put K's in places where T's are. T's where L's are. But I love them anyway. I love them anyway. I done heard so many people been killed. And I didn't know if it meant that they went to Scotland or they were no longer with us. But eventually I figured it out. I love when people say that. I'm like, what? I don't know about that one. I be wanting to break out the bagpipe. You know, because I'm like, what? Do you have a jewelry grocery store with the S? Oh, you have a jewel grocery store with the S. Oh, jewels. Oh, that's what you have. Okay. Yep, going down the street. Pass me the remote. That's about how my grandmama used to say it. Pass me that damn remote. Oh, credit is a big one. Credit. Listen. Listen. We wrong. Yes, the scrumps. Oh, I love scrumps. Listen, I like to say scrumps so much. When my husband and I go out, I'm the first person to go, ooh, scrumps. I can't help it. It's just funny. I'm sorry. There's something about when they say scrumps. I can't. Yeah, washcloths. How do you even say washcloths? Think about it. Think about the what you gotta go through to say wash. My grandmother used to say wash and rinse. No, wrench. And when she's trying to say rinse, but she would say, I remember one time she was yelling at me. I was in the kitchen. She said, wrench it off. And I said, huh? Wrench it off. What? Wrench it off with the damn water. Oh, rinse it off. Don't play with me, girl. Okay. I just didn't understand what was happening. That's all. That's all. That's why I told y'all I'm bilingual. Listen. Okay, I am bilingual. You can say you're not bilingual. I know I'm bilingual. Shit. Because I can listen to somebody from fucking Miami and know exactly what they talk about. Stop playing with me. I can listen to somebody from Memphis and know exactly what they talk about. Stop playing with me. If you know what somebody from Memphis talking about, you are indeed bilingual. Stop playing with it. That's a whole language unto itself. And I'm not clowning them. I'm just saying they have a certain dialect in the way that they speak. Period. Yes, sink is zinc. Stop playing with me. My family came from North Carolina. So kind of like the, what do you call it? What was those mountains that my mama used to talk about? Rocky Mountains. Yeah, Rocky Mountain area, Charlotte, Monroe, all those areas. Yeah, so that's what mostly where my family came from. And then they migrated up north, but they came from the south. First, my grandmother she moved out of North Carolina because she said she didn't want to be a sharecropper. Like she didn't want to, plant crops, be dealing with animals. Because she grew up having to do that. And she actually had to drop out of school when she was in 4th grade. So she, eventually, she grew up, she moved up north. She moved to Bedford-Stuy, stayed there for a couple years and was like, I don't really like living in New York City. And then moved to the DMV and then set up shop there and stayed there. So that's where my family is originally from. So that's why I know the South pretty well. Because I used to have to go there every summer, spend time with my great-great-grandma, be in her house where she don't have no AC. She ain't have no indoor bathroom until the early 2000s. Yep, it was just a bucket in the closet. Listen, you ain't lived till you lived in somebody's house that don't have an indoor bathroom. Because that's when you really learn to navigate. Listen, I know what it's like to go pull the wash tub off the side of the house and boil the water on the stove in the kitchen and fill up that wash tub in the middle of the living room. And guess what? I always made sure I was first because I was not taking a bath after my brother. Listen. Because they ain't going to let you make all that water and pour it out. for one bath. I was like, no, sir. You can go after me. The water's still warm. But I will not be going after you, sir. I know how you live. Negative. So yeah, that's where my family's from. So I went to the mountains with my family. My grandmother never drank tap water a day in her life. My great-grandmother, she lived until she was 98. She never drank tap water. She said tap water would kill you. So we always went to the mountain, got spring water once a month, it was all these big yellow jugs we would take and go up to the mountain, fill them all up at the mountain, at the spring at the mountain. And that water does not taste anything like the water you get in the store. I keep telling y'all that. Stop letting these people play with you. The closest that you can get to tasting like real spring water is Fiji water. Fiji is the closest thing that reminds me to mountain spring water. But it really still don't taste like mountain spring water. But it's the closest thing to tasting like mountain spring water. But that other shit y'all buy in the store, that shit don't taste like spring water at all. Because you can taste the minerals in spring water. It's some good water. My grandmother wouldn't even make her ice cubes out of anything but spring water. Your granny lives in the mountains. That's the only place. Yep. They got great water in the mountains. Yeah, Fiji water is great water. But they have great ones in the mountains. Like I have a well. So we have well water. I don't live on city water either. But where I live in like more of like the rural area or whatever. And there's a road that you can go on. And people know that you can get fresh spring water that runs down in that area. So sometimes when you're driving down, you'll just see cars lined up with people out there with their containers just getting that spring water. Listen, you'd be a fool not to get free spring water. And sometimes if you're lucky, you get some crawfish too. Yep, if you're lucky. Oh, your grandparents had a well. Yeah. Only thing I hate about living on a well is a fucking well pump. And when the power go out, you have no running water. That's the other thing you have to accept. Because your well pump won't work. You ain't got no power. So, I like living on a well. Having well water and stuff. So, hey, Bo wife. So, that's the only thing. So, that's why I be telling y'all, rich people will have you thinking a whole bunch of things. But don't stop buying that. Bottled water is just water that I would think that's been, like they say, it's called purified water. That's what it's called. They say with minerals added for taste, but it ain't spring water. Y'all got to look at those bottles. But if you go and drink spring water, once you taste it, you'll go, I've never tasted anything like this before in my life, but it tastes so clean. That's the best way that I can say it. You know, oh, you have a house generator. I don't have a generator yet. Them things expensive, and I'm cheap. I'm like Fred Flintstone. Listen, if I could keep my power on when the power goes out by me going outside using some water contraption, listen, I would. If I was out there like Fred, just bicycling on the fucking generator, just I do it. Generators are expensive. Now I'll partner with somebody. How come don't nobody want to send me a free generator? And I'll make a video on that. I'll do a freebie on that. Send me that free Generac. Generac, if you're listening, listen. I could use a generator now. My power goes out consistently because where we are, all of our power lines are above ground. You said your grandparents had a hand pump for the kitchen sink next to the wood burner. Yep, my grandmother had a wood burning stove also in her bedroom. Yep, she had a wood burning stove in her bedroom. I remember. She had a rotary phone. Better not make no mistake dialing nobody. Jesus. She had a rotary phone. She did not have call waiting. I remember one time I went to go visit her. She said, she opened up her electricity bill. She said, these people trying to rob me. This damn electricity bill sky high. I said, Grandma, let me see your bill. $24. Chill. I still remember that. Me and my grandmother were looking at my great-grandma like, girl. She said that $24 was going to kill her. That was too much to pay lights. They were built different then. But see, I had to go down south every summer. And so I learned a lot of things about, you know, even though I don't like bugs, I can deal with them to do the things that I need to do. I had to learn how to deal with chickens. This is why I tell people when somebody says to me, pork, like pigs are the dirtiest animals, I go, you've never been on a farm. The dirtiest animals are fucking chickens. I got a wood burning stove in my living room. I got, wood burning fireplace, but it can be used as a stove too because it does have a top. I've cooked things on it, like when we lose power, and in the wintertime, say we lose power, but we can burn use our wood burning stove. Man, I've cooked eggs on top of that thing, bacon, all types of stuff. Because my grandmother, I remember being nice, hot, and toasty in her house with a wood burning stove. That heat is unmatched. And my cats love it. Oh, you have chickens. Yeah, I don't have any chickens. I've thought about getting chickens. My husband, he won't let me be great. Hater. I wanted some baby goats too, but again, he won't let me be great. Now, my neighbor across the street, they have chickens and geese. They have I think they have a turkey and some ducks. Turkeys are mean. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all a story because I'm going to be wrapping up the live, so this is perfect. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all a wonderful, we're going to do a story time to wrap up today. Hold on, let me take off this. Ooh, I'm having a hot flash on. That's what's happening. All right, I'm going to tell y'all a story. So, this is a story time. So, I was down at my great-grandmother's house. This was way back in the day. And somebody had given my grandmother a turkey. And when we got the turkey, I remember it was summertime when they gave her the turkey. And so somebody had given her this big old turkey. And turkeys are mean as hell. And somebody had given her this turkey. And so every day we had to go out there and feed the chickens and feed the turkey and feed. My grandmother had rabbits. Those were the only things that she had. She didn't have like cows and stuff like that. So my grandmother was trying to feed this turkey in preparation for Thanksgiving. That was the whole point. You know, you get the turkey and she wanted to beef it up in preparation for Thanksgiving. Well, one day in the summertime, we went outside and that turkey was dead. The turkey didn't make it. So Grandma was, of course, upset because she thought we was going to have turkey, you know, that she had been, you know, feeding and taking care of. But I'm assuming that bird was already not pretty good when somebody gave it to us. But needless to say, that bird didn't last. So I remember my brother was in elementary school. I think he maybe was in 3rd or 4th grade. He was young. He was in 3rd or 4th grade. Thank you all so much for the gifts. Thank you so much. So my grandmother tied some string, a rope around that turkey's legs. And I never forget, she made my little brother drag that turkey out into the field. Because we wasn't going to eat it. Because my grandmother was like, I don't know what's wrong with it. So she said we wasn't going to eat it. She had my brother drag it out into the field so the vultures could have it. And I will never forget, my brother cried all the way. Listen. Dragging that turkey into that field. And I remember watching my brother while I was standing on the porch and just watching him from afar. Because Grandma didn't allow me to go. And it's not like I wanted to go anyway. But I remember watching him drag that turkey all through that open field and have to leave it there. And he was so traumatized. And I remember my grandmama wanted him to bring the rope back that she used to wrap around the turkey's legs because she ain't believe in just getting rid of stuff. You know, you're supposed to be resourceful. And my brother had left it with the turkey and she made him go back and unwrap it and get it. Oh, those were the days. Those were the days. I remember that time. Ain't nothing. I do want some goats, though. I would love to have goats, but my husband just won't let me have goats. He won't, because I was like, man, come outside and see a goat on your truck. He said, that's exactly why we're not getting no fucking goats. I said, man, do you know how awesome it would be to come outside and see the goat on top of something? No. He's like, no, that shit is not awesome. It's awesome to you. It's not awesome to me. No. So that's why we've never had goats. But I would love to have goats. They're so cute. My neighbor down the street has so many cute little baby goats. And every time I drive by, I'm always like, oh, look at the little goats. They're so cute. And I love goat milk. Oh, I love goat milk. So, you know, that's why I want goats. So, yeah. But I had to tell y'all that story. I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to tell y'all one more story. Another time when we was down south for the summertime with my great-grandmother, because my mother sent us every summer. So, my brother was playing at some friend's house on the road, and they had this white horse. And the neighbor told my brother, stop playing behind that horse. Now, everybody knows you don't play behind a horse, right? That's not safe to do. But my brother, being the asshole that he is, kept playing behind that horse. And he played behind that horse. And he pulled on that tail. That horse bucked my brother. And that fool, it was like, psh, like that. Man, we thought bro didn't make it. He got up. I'll never forget, he had on a white t-shirt. Got up, had a set of hoof prints on his t-shirt. Shit, he never did that shit again. Listen, I remember my brother was hard-headed. My brother was hard-headed. And that's why my grandmother would always say, a hard head makes a soft ass. That was her saying. A hard head make a soft ass. I had never seen anybody in my life ever get bucked by a horse. He survived. I don't know how. I don't know how. But I just remember all of us being like, damn. You know, you'd be like Craig and Smoke. Damn. It was like that. I'll never forget that. My brother so many things has happened to that boy. So many things. So many things. So many things. So many things. I told y'all somebody got to do that story about when he got discharged from the military for a dishonorable discharge for sneaking off the base and then get caught back sneaking back on the base. I swear that needs to be, somebody got to make a movie out of that shit. That shit is the funniest ever. Never do that. Okay? Just never do that. That was just the best experience ever. But I thank y'all for joining me today. I am going to research more into that Senate bill for all of us and stuff, and talk about it in detail tomorrow on live. Look, I need to tell Tyler Perry. I should write. Yeah, you're right. I am Sanopa. I'm gonna write Tyler Perry. Say, listen, Tyler, I got a great story for you for a movie. Okay, I'm gonna put the live on YouTube, Cindy. I uploaded the ones from yesterday on here on YouTube that I didn't put up yesterday, and I'll put the one from this morning on YouTube today and this one. So you'll have access to it. I've been making sure to put the lives on YouTube as well. On YouTube as well to do it. Yep. Because I know everybody, people have lives. Y'all got jobs, y'all got families, y'all got other responsibilities. You can't always be around when I'm doing live, and that's okay. I thank you for your support no matter what. I appreciate that. But I was going to say to you guys, don't forget, we need to figure out what our movie's going to be. I know some people talked Sinners earlier. If that's something that we're talking about, I'm going to put it in the Patreon today. I also have a special post for the paid members of Patreon. I'm going to pop that in today too. I'll do that this evening as well, because it's already 6:12. So I'll put that in this evening as well too. Then I will see you guys tomorrow for Sunday service, because y'all know it's Sunday service tomorrow. Oh yeah, Sinners, it looks like it's going to be the movie, because I haven't seen Sinners either. And so I would love to see it because I've heard good things about it, but I've avoided hearing too much because I don't want to spoil it before I see it. Thank you so much, Mrs. Thompson. You have a beautiful tape too, beautiful. So I'll put on Patreon some dates so we can figure out what date we're gonna discuss it, so it can give us enough time to be able to watch it, okay? And stuff like that. So I'll make sure to find that. So first of all, I want to say thank you all for being here this evening, this afternoon, and for joining me. I appreciate that. I hope you had a wonderful Saturday. Thank you so much for these 54,000 likes. I appreciate it. Thank you for over 100 shares. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of the gifts, all of the engagement. And as I always do, I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters, because I always do that in every live. Thank you so much to my number 1 beautiful, Deisha Reed. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 2, Kiana. Thank you, beautiful. Number 3, beautiful. My dog is Charlie. Number 4, handsome Russ Nelson. Hey, handsome. Beautiful. Number 5, Sinopa. And a special shout out to beautiful number 6, Miss Living Life. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you guys so much for helping me reach my live goal. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Listen, don't forget, check out the link in my bio to listen to the Straight No Chaser podcast. We will have a new episode this Wednesday. I'm talking about paid leave, because somebody asked about that, and I did some digging into leave and structures and how all that got started and how we got to this and how it used to be really good. Now it's turned into really bad, and how we got here and why rich people don't like to pay leave. So we're going to talk about that. I thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening this evening. And I'm going to tell you, like I always tell you, listen, do not feed the trolls. Don't feed any trolls. Don't let them live rent-free in your head. You can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace and hair grease. Have a beautiful evening.